desires that we have, and if we can classify them into the 4 desires in our life, and then we examine each desire and put that desire into its right place, then there is no reason to get upset with anyone in the world. We will do that. So first let us do our practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. When you close your eyes, it simply means that you are free from the objects of the sense organs. So what are the objects of the sense organs with eyes closed? First, these objects may be a person, maybe a thing, or maybe a sense of touch or the smell. Lot of objects are there in the world. So closing our eyes means mind is not taken away by any of the sense organs. Why? If we become aware of that fact, it is very easy to be comfortable. Another part of being comfortable is to mentally look at the neck joint, feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Move the mind on the entire body, feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. So you experience that steadiness in the body. And in that state of steadiness in the body, and once maybe after a couple of more sessions, we will change to a very deeper practice, but it is also a deeper practice. So the second step is all about purifying the mind. So looking inside the forehead in the space, you start breathing quick and gentle breath through the nostrils into the chest. Yes, continue. That's really good. Continue breathing into the rib cage, breathing into the rib cage. Yes, that's really good. Continue. Quick and fast. Quick and fast. Quick and fast. Quick and fast breathing. Yes, yes, yes. Quick and fast. Continue breathing. We want to change the direction of the mind. So that is what we are doing. Continue. 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 Quick and fast breathing through both the nostrils into your rib cage. Your rib cage expands and contracts. Rib cage contracts and stop it. Again, the way Isabella is doing, you have to take a deep breath first into the belly and the rib cage. So you are mature, so you can do it with an understanding. And I'm helping the Isabella to do it through her sensations. So take a deep breath into the belly expands, then the chest expands while breathing out. make the deep and longer and the humming sound. Continue. Louder, longer, and deeper will influence your brain. Now do nothing, no movement in the body at all. And now move the mind all around your head and the neck, or if I say skin of your head and the neck. What we are doing, we are raising our level of awareness. Why we are raising our level of awareness? At a higher level of awareness, we have a calmness and the peace. Lower level of awareness, we have lot of expectations, and that causes our anxiety and upset. So looking at the head and the neck, the skin of the head and the neck, and be there, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. So in that state, we don't move the body, but we move the mind on the body. So moving the mind on the right arm, from the right shoulder to the fingertips, experience the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the left arm, from the left shoulder, you look at mentally, you are looking at the skin of the left shoulder to the fingertips and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at the rib cage, the ribs in the front and the back. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the belly. Move the mind on the belly. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the belly. Experience the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg. Be there. Feel. Do not move any part of the body. The body remains in the state of stillness. Why? So that we can raise our awareness, we can withdraw the mind from outside to inside. Oh, can that happen by keeping the body still? Let us see. Move the mind on the right leg. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. The entire body, from the top of the head to the toes, sensation, relaxation and stillness. In that state of sensation, relaxation and stillness, we change the attitude of the mind. How we change the attitude of the mind? By the mantra. So in the mantra you have to say in your mind, unlike Isa, I ask her to say it loudly, but you have to say in your mind, then we will understand the meaning and then we will find the knowledge behind it. But that has to be done in the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness in the body. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Mentally you also sing Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Now the meaning of this, let everyone be happy. You know, our mind is filled with so many expectations and the duality and a conflict all the time that we have accumulated since our childhood. So our mind does not have a time to even think, let everyone be happy. That is the meaning. But why everyone should be happy? Because everyone is seeking happiness. From Isabella to you to Eric or everyone around you. Even who becomes upset and angry, he or she is seeking happiness by being angry and upset. They do not know because they have not studied the Eastern wisdom. So their way of seeking happiness is getting upset, getting into anxiety, getting angry. Oh, so I should be aware. No, that is not the way. That is why this mantra, when we think and reflect in this way, it is going to clear the mind. Second line of this, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya. One more time. Sarve Santu Niramaya. It is always good to recite these mantras with the meaning and reflect on it. Why? To change our mind, to change our behavior and attitude, to rise in consciousness. So the meaning of the second line is, let everyone be in the state of well-being, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Or does that work when I bless everyone should be in the state of well-being? Answer is yes. When it works, when your mind reflects the meaning, let us take this well-being. So when I seek the well-being of everyone around me, it sends a positive vibes to everyone around me, and that is going to help us a great deal. So we will go into a deeper meaning every time. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Say in your mind, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let there be a blessing and the grace for everyone. I bless well-being and happiness for everyone. Or simply the existence is blessing us all the time. We do not recognize it. When we don't recognize the blessing and the grace is falling upon each and every one all the time, then we have anxiety, duality, and a conflict that we are going to understand deeply, and that will help us to change our attitude, behavior, and the personality. And ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. Ma kaschid, you are saying in your mind, dukkha bhag bhave. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. One more time. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. So it means, let there be no suffering to anyone in the world. No suffering. So when you think in that way, there is a moment of kindness and a compassion is invoked in your mind, and that goes too far to all your near and the dear ones. I have seen those people near you who are craziest, even they change, provided our mind lives into that state of consciousness. Now check you are calm and relaxed. Just look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Experience the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Calmness is there. And now imagine, just think of it, can you live into that state of the calmness 24/7? The answer is yes. That is what you have told me your desire is. That is what we are going to talk today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You know what happens when the mind is still withdrawn outside because it is focused on something, distracted on something, including Isabella, so your eyeballs move in a different direction. That I notice and I understand. Oh, this is what is happening. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you?
Good.
Good? You feel calm?
As calm as I could with the kids doing all that.
Yes, yes. That is. You know, when you continue to do the practice, and I will tell you that even if there is too much of disturbances outside and your mind is withdrawn inside, nothing happens. Nothing disturbs. Are the kids intentionally disturbing you?
Yes.
They are intentionally disturbing you?
Yes.
In what way?
To get my attention so that they can.
Ah, very good. So they are trying to draw your attention. So don't draw your attention to them. That is what we are going to learn. They are the kids can draw your attention and you are disturbed. And you are a mom. You are a mom or they are your mom?
I'm the mom.
So that is, it all depends on the mind. Once we understand clearly, there is nothing that can draw our attention to. So in the Eastern wisdom, which is, I told you, 10,000 years old, we have thousands of practices. When women asked me last week, you give me the strongest mantra, I said, are you stronger? She said, no, you give me the strongest mantra. I said, are you stronger? If you are not strong, you cannot tolerate those mantras. It will backfire you. So I have to become stronger. Yes, I have to become stronger first. Then only you can do the higher practices. And that is what we are going for it. So ultimately what happens, we have thousands of the practices. It all depends on whether the person is qualified or not. So that is what we are doing it step by step every week. If you are doing the practice regularly, we are getting qualified. What is getting qualified? It is the mind that is changing. That is changing. And when the mind changes its attitude and its response to the outer stimuli, even if your kids can make any disturbances, you are not at all affected. Or anyone. Or anyone. So a regular practice is required. We have 8 billion people on the earth. Do you know that? No, you don't know. The total on the earth planet, we have 8 billion people. And minimum, every person has around 1,000,000 desires in his lifetime or her lifetime. So it goes to almost 80 trillion desires. 80 trillion desires. Now the question comes, can one fulfill all the desires? And that every human being knows, a mature human being knows, that I cannot fulfill all the desires. And still we keep desiring. My honey should behave like this, that is also a desire. My kid should behave like this. We want to be center of the world so that everyone should follow me. Then I am happy. Even then you cannot be happy. Tell me if you can be happy if everyone follows you. So then why we have so many desires? So why we have so many desires? And it is all because of the desire for seeking happiness outside, desire for seeking peace outside, desire for seeking love outside is nothing but the expectations. And the expectations are never fulfilled. On many occasions, you might have seen Eric has said you something and you smiled, but the same thing Eric told you at other time, you got upset. It has nothing to do with him, it has to do with my mind. So the way my mind responds and reacts to something, that is also because of desires. You can say that we are just desire. Our name should be changed to a desire. Desire, desire all the time. And we do not become aware of it. That is the problem. Now I told you to do this thing, and you did not do this. My expectations are not met, and that is why I am upset. So the more and more we become aware of these billions and trillions of desires that we have in our mind, the problem is that whatever the desires we had since our childhood, we had the desires since our childhood, they are not met, we reacted to it, they all created lot of impressions in our mind. Let them talk to you, you don't respond, you respond to me only. As if you did not hear. Let us see what happens. Let them speak. Don't tell them to stop. Because if you tell them to stop, they are going to make you crazy.
They left.
So desires. So any desire fulfilled, it has created impression in your mind. Any desires not fulfilled, it has created impressions in your mind. And those impressions have created a type of personality in us. And that is being expressed in our behavior and attitude. It is not that you become angry or upset. Being upset and angry or agitated on such a small thing, sometimes it comes from those impressions, they are already stored in our mind. And unless we remove those impressions, there is no way. You told me you want permanent peace and happiness. For 5 minutes of peace, you can easily get it by taking a coffee or tea or whatever your habit is. You just go there. 5 minutes, 10 minutes of peace and happiness. We are talking of permanent peace and happiness. So our master says that all these desires can be grouped and classified into 4 categories. So if we really understand these 4 categories of desires, then we know what we can get from one category of desire, and then we can, if we expect from the first category of desire to have a permanent peace and happiness, but it is not available. So once we have a clear understanding, then what happens? That understanding changes our behavior and attitude. Four categories of desire. Every human being has. So let us start from the lowest category. which is considered the lowest in Eastern wisdom, which is considered the highest in modern life. And the first category of desire is known as the wealth. Wealth does not mean it is only your cash or the money. It also includes your assets. You have the home, you have the car. That is also considered the wealth. You have the kids. That is also considered the wealth. You have a recognition. You keep your prestige. That's why you keep a big face to keep the authority in the house sometime. Some men and women, they remain, very serious. Why they remain serious? So that they should be recognized. Position, authority, recognition, status, wealth, assets, they all come into the first category of wealth. Modern people thinks that this is the highest and this is the most important desire in the life. Eastern wisdom says this is the lowest desire in our life. If you are doing any work in your life, any work in a right manner, you are going to get the money. If you are committed to your profession, you are going to get recognition. What a big deal. One reason that we should always be active in our life. As a human being, we should never leave working until we go to the cremation ground. But now, why the Eastern wisdom says it is the lowest of all, and why the modern man feels it is the highest of all? Ask yourself, can the wealth buy happiness? The wealth can buy luxury and comfort, but the wealth cannot buy happiness. Can the wealth buy love? But no, definitely no, but it can definitely buy attachment, sensuality. Think of this. I have to think. If I think, my mind has to change. Wealth can buy assets. Wealth can give you a car insurance, a life insurance, the health insurance. But the state of the well-being, peace and happiness lies in you. So that is why it is considered the lowest in Eastern wisdom. And it is considered the highest. So when I put this desire for the wealth as the highest, mind gets obsessed with it. It enters into doing some scam. You have seen a lot of people are doing this scam, and they start doing this scam, dishonesty. They get caught into this scam. They have to pass the prison time. Are you getting it? So that is why we say it is the lowest. Why we say it is the lowest? Because wealth can meet your basic physical need. Wealth can only take care of your body, not the mind. You have $1 billion and you are an extremely miser. You have a little money, you have a big heart. Having a big heart doesn't mean. I have been saying it and I will repeat it. Bill Gates, you know Bill Gates? Richest guy. So what happens, when we become rich, so-called filthy rich, then we don't listen to anybody. Our level of arrogance goes up. And we think that no, we can do everything. And that is what happened to Bill Gates after 27 years. He said he divorced. Do you know that he divorced? And he said after the divorce that I lived loveless life for 27 years. Because he thought that only the wealth can buy the love. So he left, he divorced. And what is the point of no divorce? Love cannot, love is within me. Let me offer care and the love and peace and happiness to others, it will return to me. That we never think in our life. We simply blame and complain, you don't love me. Now you are becoming more alert, I could see your eyes. Something is happening. So that is the first group of desire. Now think of this, once you have wealth, money, status, recognition, what is the second group of desire? We use the money. Where we use the money? First we use the money for meeting our basic needs. Food, clothes, house, car. After that, we use the money for pleasure. Maybe for vacation. We use the money to get. Now I'm standing on my feet, so let me get married. So we have a sensual pleasure. We go to different restaurants for a pleasure. We buy different clothes for pleasure. From sexual pleasure to buying the clothes and having a car. So that money, this gives us a second desire to fulfill the pleasures of all kinds. So why now we have to understand, if the pleasures, the mind has an excessive likes and dislikes towards these pleasures, it is bound to make you upset. Reaction, anger, hesitation will be there. We talk of the binge eating. That is, I'm seeking pleasure by eating, overeating. Some people get pleasure by, one guy told me, who quite interesting, is from New York. I said, tell me your daily routine. He's quite young, or in his 30s, single. He has been doing sessions, for the almost last 1 year. And my mind stuck on this when he told me I spend 1 hour on the dating app. I said, what the heck you are doing on dating app? You are seeking an imagined pleasure? That is an imagined pleasure. So I said, you have been learning these principles and still your mind is bent upon it. He felt a guilt in himself. For 3 months he did not contact me. Now he contacted me again. He said, now I got rid of it. I recognize that, you told me that it is an imagined pleasure. So we have the second goal in our life after the first goal. That is what we say, we seek pleasure of all kinds. Pleasure in eating, pleasure in wearing the dress, driving the car, having sexual pleasure. But what is the difference between the pleasure and happiness? Pleasure is also happiness. So pleasure is a short-term happiness. We are seeking permanent happiness. Why it is a short-term happiness? As long as the person, the object and a thing remains in contact with you, you experience the pleasure. and the moment it goes far away, the pleasure is gone. As long as you are eating the food that you like, you feel what? I'm so happy. But you cannot eat 24 hours. So the pleasure does not remain 24 hours. You have no luxury. Oh, this shirt looks so great. Obviously, the pleasure remains for 5 or 10 minutes. After that, it is gone. You cannot, if you like sleep, people are lazy, if you like sleep, you cannot sleep for 24 hours. Any pleasure you cannot have 24 hours. You cannot do sex 24 hours. You cannot you cannot drive the car which you like 24 hours. Anything that gives you the pleasure. The second desire is to seek the pleasure in our life. Nothing can, no honey. Forget about Eric. No honey can give you the pleasure 24 hours. But if you think, why you are not giving me? So I have an expectation, so that I have a problem. So I have to change my mind. I have to get rid of that expectations from. Because if I don't get rid of those expectations, then I don't have a wonderful relationship with the people. Because my mind is filled with the expectation. Second group of desire. Now the third group of the desire is that a value. I call it a value happiness. I'm kind to others. I want to help others. That gives me much more happiness than seeking a pleasure in small things. Taking care of the kids gives you more happiness than even having a sexual pleasure. Think of it, compare it. It is a value happiness. Because why? It gives you more happiness because I want to give something to the others, emotionally, mentally, caring and sharing. One is a psychotherapist in New Jersey. She has been attending this session, and she is helping others to get rid of the anxiety. She herself has a tremendous anxiety and depression. But for the last 6 months, her anxiety has gone. So she just wrote me today in her email that I have stopped all the medications of anxiety and the depression. I am so lucky that I have met you. What she wrote in the end. I'm scared. If I die, who will take care of me? If you die. He wrote to me, if you die, who will take care of me? So you have a sense of attachment, but this attachment is very positive. And I have to find out the answer. So because now I said you depend on the knowledge and the wisdom. You have understood that the happiness is inside you. So your anxiety and depression has gone. Third group of desires, value happiness. So if you are always in the mode of helping, taking care of anyone and everyone, whosoever comes to your house, you move into the mode of being a contributor. Your mind will change, life will change. Third group of desire. And if your mind internally thinks, why should I take care of this guy and that girl? Your mind is already entered into the anxiety, and the whole time you are into the state of the anxiety. Many people in the group, they said, we don't have the money to pay you. I said, don't pay. Others are paying, so I will manage it. That is my way of contributing. That's not an American way, I know it, but I don't follow everything in American way. I just extend, let me, internally I feel, oh, let me see if I can help and contribute to his or her life. So if my mind has a factor of contributing and caring others without demand, that is a third group of desire. And that third group of the desire, society learns from the religion. We learn it logically. We are not following any religion. We are not against any religion. The best thing the religion teaches, only this. We have forgotten that. And now come to the fourth group of desire. Fourth group of desire is the self-discovery. What is self-discovery? I find my real self within me. What is that real self? Real self is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Your real self, my real self, Eric's real self, your kid's real self, everyone's real self, without exception. Without exception. Every human being has a center of the permanent peace and happiness. That is their real self. So we have four groups of desires. Wealth, status, recognition, first group. Second group is seeking all kinds of pleasure. You don't love me. Do you love yourself? First check yourself. We normally start blaming and complaining others. And that creates a lot of problems. I keep a big face all the time. I'm upset all the time. I'm irritated all the time. And then I'm saying, no one loves me. Why anyone should love you? You're already upset with yourself. I have to change that side. If I don't change that mindset, nobody is going to love. And the third is the value, or what I explained in the now. See, out of the four desires, our master says first three groups of desires are the means, and the fourth desire, what is the fourth desire? Is the self-discovery. That is the only desire we should have in our life. We should use the other desires as a means in our life. Where is the mean and the goal? Car is a mean to drive. Car is a mean. Wealth is a mean to buy the food. Wealth is not a direct desire to give you the food. You cannot eat those dollars. You cannot eat those dollars to have a pleasure. So they are the means. The car is the means, the dollar, the money is the means, the house is the means to live in. Whether you live in peace or happiness in the house, that is your choice. You may have a bigger house. You see, every time we say we have to look everything outside as a means, not as a goal. When we see everything as a means outside, and then what happens, this mind is not getting upset with anything outside. You enjoy your life. Today I have it, tomorrow okay, thank you. I don't have it, thank you. No, I can be happy inside. So we use the first three desires as a means to work on our mind and our life to find the permanent peace and happiness in our life. So if your mind constantly reflects in things and understands that the final only one desire in life is to have a permanent peace and happiness, and that peace and happiness is located within me, not outside. If it is located outside, if your mind thinks in the moment your mind thinks that it is located outside, you have an expectation, you have an obsession, you have an attachment, and that attachment and expectations causes lot of worries and miseries in your life. So we have to think big home or the big heart. So I have a big heart means that I'm not selfish, I'm not egoistic, I'm not arrogant, I'm not expecting. So big heart accommodates everyone. Small heart cannot accommodate even if you have such a bigger house. So it's all about the mental attitude. If we do not change this mindset, we cannot discover our real self. Bad goals, good means. Bad goals. I have a very bad goal. I will earn $50 million. I'll buy a house, big mansion. Then I will marry. Then I will be happy. Happiness will never be there in your life. It is a bad goal. What is the bad goal? To have the money to buy happiness. That is why it is a bad goal. Earning money is not bad. Earning money is not bad. We should work hard, whatever the talents we have. So why it is a bad goal? Because of money I want to buy happiness. I want to marry to be happy. Marriage is not a certificate for happiness. My attitude, my mind. If I change my mindset, no one can make me upset. We are understanding intellectually, we have to bring it to realization in our life. Then only the self-discovery works. Emotional freedom versus emotional dependence. When you expect something from others, it is emotional dependence. When you give the pure emotion of kindness and caring to the others, it is your emotional freedom. We'll understand that. So these attitude we should develop in ourselves before we actually can desire permanent peace and happiness. As you told me that I want peace and happiness. You cannot buy peace and happiness, you know it. You cannot buy love. You cannot buy peace and happiness. So it has to be discovered within. So you have to follow the path. You have to follow the path. You have to follow a discipline. The way we follow a particular discipline to earn money.